guys and girls, how's it going, and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at Thaumcraft 4, yes we are, and I'm very excited to be covering this one. It actually means quite a bit to me. When we started this channel off, the first real set of videos that we did that I was fairly impressed with were the Thaumcraft series that I started doing, and we split that up into a section of around 8 to 9 videos, and basically covered all of the main things to do with the mod itself, how it works, and all the aspects between it. So now that we have Thaumcraft 4, which has just been released, I thought it only natural that we do the same with this and cover it in the same type of manner. And you know, it's going to be fun. I like doing this, it's a fun. Magic mods are always good. Oh yeah. So this is created by Azanor. It was released a few days ago. We are running on version 4.0.1a, so very new. The aspect of Thaumcraft 3 is still really in it, but the way in which it works has very much changed. So this video and this section is going to be purely about getting started and how you're going to maneuver your way around this mod for someone who has never actually played this mod in the first place. So I'll be covering it as if you've never played any of the original versions, and this could be your first, which I think is a good way of doing it, you know? It's always a good way of doing it. So let me read this directly from the blog, and it'll give you a straightforward understanding of exactly what you're to expect. This is what the mod is all about: drawing magic from physical objects in the form of Essentia, and reshaping it to perform miracles. That is it in a nutshell. That is exactly what you're going to be expecting with this mod. Now, the first thing that you're really going to want to be doing is understanding the new ores and objects that are around you, because they're going to become very useful throughout your time learning this mod. Now, all the stuff in front of you here, ignore it, because that is something we're not going to be covering today. I just thought this would be a great little place, you know, a little outpost, to be going over all the things that we're going to be talking about. Now, if we take a run down here, you're going to see some of the ores that are spawned in through this. We have Amber, we have Cinnabar, we have Air Infused, Fire Infused, Water Infused, Earth Infused, Order Infused, and Entropy Infused. And these are these ores here, which are all Infused Stones. So these are going to naturally spawn around your world. Some will spawn in a larger abundance in certain areas, depending on where you are. And they're all something that you have to be collecting to be able to get anywhere in this. So really, where do you start? Well, the first thing that you want to go ahead and do is grab yourself one of these guys here, an iron-capped wooden wand. And this is made very easily with iron cap, which is just iron nuggets like this, and a stick. And that's going to give you one of these guys. There we go. Very simple, very easy, and very, you know, it looks good. It's a little wand. Hey, you're a wizard! You're a wizard! And in the top left-hand corner, we have a little circle with a set of vials. Now, I'm not gonna talk about those, because we're not there yet. We'll take our time. So we've got these guys. What do we do next? Well, the next thing that you want to go ahead and do, if we come out of here, is you want to go and get yourself a bookshelf. Just like this. One of these guys. Lovely little bookshelf. And if we throw this on the ground like this, and remember that it has to be like this, and we click, bam, you're then going to be given the Thaumcraft. And this is your Thaumcraft 4 Bible. Yes, it is. So this is the same as the old series. It's going to basically give you a rundown on everything, but in this one it actually is a lot more, it's a lot more technical, and it does a lot more for you. So let's have a look. If we click and open it up, you're going to see that we have the tabs on the left hand side, which we never had in the original. In the third version of it, everything was on your main screen. Now it's all been split up into a nice ordered section in which you can go ahead and view the specific things that you need. The first page that you really want to be looking at is basic information. So if we have a look on here, we can learn about all the parts with Thaumcraft 4 and all the natural surroundings and all the bits that you're really going to want to be reading about. So the first thing that you want to try and understand is the ores, which we've just been through. So dig deep. You can understand the plants and trees, which is magical vegetation, and there are quite a bit around. You also want to understand how research was worked. Now, we're actually going to go into research in the next episode. This episode is literally just getting started. You started your world, you got a wand, you're a wizard, what do I do now? Well, let's learn about aspects of magic, because this is a massive part of this mod. So let's have a little click that way. So aspects of magic are basically all different types of aspect that can be found around the world and in items that will allow you to create different items via magic, pretty much. There are different types of aspects, so you have primal and you have compound. Now if we have a look over here, we can see that the primal aspects that we originally have are these guys. We have air, aqua, ignis, ordo, and we have perditio and terra. Now, Do they make any sense? Because if they do, you'd understand that that's exactly what these ores here are. So these ores here are your Primal Aspects. Now, to create any other type of aspect, as there are absolutely tons, you're going to have to find them. Now, this is where it gets very much different. So in the last edition of Thaumcraft, you had to go ahead and find items. Then in a research table, you'd throw the items in there, and it would give you different types of aspects to use. Those aspects would then be used in things like crucibles to go ahead and make items. Now, it's very, very much different. The first thing that you're going to want to do after you have an iron-capped wooden wand and your Thaumcraft, if we go back onto the Thaumcraft section right here, we're going to want to go ahead and get ourselves one of these guys, a Thermometer. Now, in the last edition of Thaumcraft, the Thermometer was literally just like a radial compass that would lead you to a nearest node. Now, what's a node? I haven't been there yet. So let's talk about nodes. So once we find this guy, we have this. Now, this is something that you can make in a regular crafting table. You're going to want one of each type of the shards, so you're going to have to go mining first. You're going to use a glass and a bit of gold. So if we click on this, bam, we have this guy. And this, every time we highlight it, is going to hold it up in front of us like this. It's going to go around and tell you all the different things that are around. Pretty cool, right? So grass blocks, grass. We have order infused stone. We've got amber, cinnabar, we got all the cool things, and it's going to go ahead and do that for you with pretty much everything. That includes things like sheep as well. Yeah, they're all there. And we can even go ahead and throw things on the ground, and it will tell us what they are as well. And that is actually quite an important part of this, so just bear that in mind. So once you've got this, you're going to probably think to yourself, I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, this is where the Thaumcraft comes into play, because you're going to want to be reading pretty much every item in the first chapter of this, just giving you a general understanding of what you need to be doing. So if we have a look on here, research. So research and exploration, which, like I said, we'll be getting more into in the next episode, but this does cover the basics of what we do with this guy. So you have discovered, or you would literally be able to examine all objects since you have not discovered their component aspects. For example, an object containing the Lux aspect can only be examined if you have previously discovered the Lux aspect, or know the two aspects that combine to create it. The very first time you discover an aspect by examining something, you gain double the number of research points you would have normally. Okay, right, so what does that mean? Well, it says there that we have to examine stuff. So how do we examine stuff? Well, that's pretty easy. All you do is hold down your right mouse button and look at the bottom right corner. You do not have all the knowledge required to understand this, and you get that very cool clicking sound. Yep. We haven't got a clue, we don't know what we're doing right here. Oh no. So, how do we learn all the different types of things? Well, we have the basic Primal Aspects, and those can be found all around the world. So, let's go have a gander, see if we can find a bit of Primal Aspect for you. And the good one to really start, I generally found, is something like water. Yeah, water is generally a good one. So let's click on this and go for a little... Oh, here we go. Here we go. So we got some water. So clicking on this, bam! Gained 6 research points for Aqua. So there we go, we have 6 research points. Now we can go ahead and do this with all the different items and all the different things around the world. There we go. You do not have the knowledge required to understand this. So there is a type of aspect within that we currently don't know. Now, being that we have the Primal Aspects, there are also Compound Aspects as well. Now, Compound Aspects, as it sounds, are a mixture of different aspects, and Primal Aspects can be mixed together to make Compound Aspects. Then those Compound Aspects can be mixed with themselves or Primal Aspects to create another type of compound, which is pretty cool, right? So what you're going to want to do, which is a little tip from myself, which I think is a good way of doing it, is once you have this guy, the first thing you want to do is go and do a little bit of mining, because you've started a new world. You know, you need to start thinking about getting a house together, getting some gold, getting some items, getting some redstone, all those good things. And the best way really to go ahead and do this is by doing some mining, so let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone. If we go down, we find some stone, let's click on it. Bam! Gained 4 research points for Saxum. Well, Saxum isn't actually one of our Primal Aspects, so let's have a look and find out what compound this is. So if we go into Aspects of Magic, which you can see has lit up, means that something new has been added to our page. There we go, Saxum is 2 Terra mixed together, creating a compound of Saxum, which is 4. There we go, we have 4. Good times. Now, if we keep looking around, let's try and find something else. Gravel. Oh, Saxum. And there we go, we have the Earth one as well. So Terra, so we gain some of those. Cool beans. Can we have a look at dirt now? Yeah, we can. So we gain 2 research points for terror. Pretty cool, right? Now, what happens is every time you hover over something that you previously researched and understand, it's actually going to bring up the different type of aspects that that has for it, which is quite cool. So let's have a look and see if we can learn this yet. Nope, not yet. So we still got a bit of research to be doing, which is pretty cool. Now, as you're going to dig around, you're evidently going to find blocks. You're going to find ores. Now, these are really, really good ways to learn the research for specific types of items. So let's have a look. Let's bring it out of here, and we're going to go on to ore. So we're going to bring you, and these guys up. There we go. Bit of coal, pop them down. Bit of iron, bit of lapis, and a bit of gold. Haven't tried this with lapis yet. Let's see how it goes. But you're going to find coal. Bam! There we go, we got a load. We got research points for Ignis, 4 for Potentia, and you've discovered Potentia, which is very important. Now, let's have a look at iron. Bam! There we go, we got a little bit more. Metallium, wow. Lapis, like I said, haven't tried this, might not work. No. And gold. And we still don't know that one yet. But these are the 2 main ones that you're going to find underground, the most recent as soon as you start mining as well, which are pretty cool. So we learned Potentia as well. Let's have a look. Bam! Aspects of magic, going deep. So we've learnt Metallium, which is Saxum and Ordo. So you can see that this is almost a double compounded mixture, because Saxum is a compound in itself, Ordo is a primal aspect. Mixing Ordo with a compound Saxum gives us Metallium. Pretty cool, right? That's the same with Potentia. So Ordo and Ignis is 2 of the primal aspects, which gives us Potentia. Awesome stuff. There we go. Cool beans. So once we've gone around and we've learnt these type of things, we're going to need to start thinking about, well, we're going to have to start doing research. But there's one more thing that I want to show you before we get onto the next video of research, which is more kind of world generation. Now, we covered nodes when we was reading. Nodes are basically natural spawning objects around the world. There's different types of nodes, and nodes have a certain amount of aspect within them. And within that, you can drain it, which is pretty cool, right? So in our wand here, you can see that we have the vials in the top. We have 6. And as far as I'm aware, we have 6 of these different types of aspects right here, our primal aspects. Now, we need to fill the wand with different types of aspects to be able to use it to create certain things. So how do you fill the wand? Well, this is where the nodes come into play. Now, you have to be careful with nodes, because some nodes aren't actually that, well, they're not that nice. So you got to watch out. But the first and easy way to spot nodes is, firstly, you can actually see them. Yeah, you can see them without any means or any help. And I wonder if you'd spotted them when we first started the video. Because on the platform behind me, there is actually 8 nodes. And, you know, they're not the easiest to see, but I bet if you look hard, you'll see them. Can you see them? I see one there, one up there, and there's a few more. There's 8. So we got a few around here. Yep, they're all around here. If we throw on our thermometer, you'll be able to see them a lot easier. There we go. So we got an aura node, all these little nodes just chilling out. There's another one. A bit more up here. Now these guys are going to randomly spawn. They're not going to spawn like this. These are items that I've actually placed in myself just for demonstration purposes. But you're going to get different types of nodes, and different nodes hold different primal aspects. So how do you know which primal aspect they actually hold? Well, you're going to have to research them, the same as you do with researching anything else in Thaumcraft 4. So if we hold down right click, oh, we got something. We've got research in Ordo, and we've got research in air, and we learn it. This is an aura node, which is a normal node. Let's have a look at this one, see if we can learn this. And some of these we probably won't be able to learn. There we go, we got those. So this one has the addition of Aqua and Ignis. Pretty cool. Let's have a look at this guy. Bam! This one has Terra, Perditio, and air. Bam! Got some Ordo, Ignis, and air. Pretty cool, right? Let's have a look at this one. Hey, we're in luck here. We're learning all these ones. When I first started, there was a couple that I just couldn't learn. And there's one that attacked me. It was horrible. So let's go and learn the rest of these last 2. There we go. Normal and fading. Huh. So can you see that this guy's kind of fading away? Huh. Yeah, we'll get into that later. So let's have a look at this one. Bam! This guy. Ooh, he's got loads of Ignis in him. So we want these primal aspects inside our wand, and this is going to become very, very useful later on in our magical journey. And we're going to do this by hovering over a node, and we know that one is here, and we're going to hold down right click. You can see us sucking it up, and in the top left hand corner you can see that the vials are filling. Yes, they're filling with a lovely bit of aspect, bit of primal aspect for you. Now you can see that this guy here only held 2 different types of aspects, and if we hover over, we can see those 2 types of aspects have dropped from the original amount that was originally in there. Now, depending on the node, most normal ones be perfectly fine. As long as you don't drop it below 1, you're actually going to regenerate these over time quite slowly, so if we just wait and see, we might be able to see a little bit of it going back up. 23 and 24 are the magical numbers at this very present moment. Let's remember that and we'll come back. So let's try this one out. So what have we got? We got a different type in here. So let's drain this guy as well. Oh yeah, draining all of the primal aspect. That's how we do it around here. You can see that we're getting another 2. So we're getting the aqua and we're getting the fire one, the ignis. Pretty cool, right? And these are going to go all the way up. And this has become vitally important throughout Thaumcraft to get all of the different types that you're going to need. You can see these have been drained as well. So we almost ran out of aqua on that one. Let's have a look on here. 23 out of 25, so we've gained ourselves one of the primal aspects has gone up. So it is regenerating quite nicely. So let's see if we can try and get the rest out of these guys. So this one has another one for us. This one actually has the last 2 that we needed. Pretty cool. So we're going to have a completely filled wand, which is the best way to have a wand. Oh yes, keeping it nice and happy, nice and filled. That is the way to do things. Let's have a look. Did we use it all up? Nope, he's still good. So they're going to regenerate, which is great stuff. Let's see if they're all normal. So we have normal, we have normal, we have normal, we have normal. Oh, that guy's very bright. Look at all that ignis. We have a normal fading. We have some normal, and we have normal. So we're actually quite lucky there. Let's see if we can get ourselves a wonky node. Yeah, let's have a look. See if we can get a dodgy node just before we finish this one off. So if we bring this guy up and go into the mods and the Thaumcraft, and we get rid of these, and we're going to spawn in some nodes and see what we get. Bang, 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 bang. Now, I'm not going to go 100% into nodes just yet. There we go. Cool beans. Looking good. Now, let's go over these and see if there's anyone that we can't learn. Ooh, this is an unstable node. That's not very good. That's a normal pale node. Oh no. Fading. Normal. 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 Wow, this guy's really bright. Wow. Haha, there we go, cool beans. So you're going to want to go around and you're going to want to try and find all the nodes. If you can pinpoint them, that's great, because they're going to go ahead and rejuvenate their primal aspects. And they're going to be very good for gaining all of the stuff that you need throughout Thaumcraft. And it becomes very useful over time to understand where the different nodes are and what aspects they have in them. Now, as we go along, there are ways of manipulating nodes, but that is not until much further on in our magical journey. But for the time being, we're going to call that. This is the beginning, and this is how we kind of get started in Thaumcraft. And you're probably still thinking, what is all this stuff behind you? Well, you're just going to have to wait and see, because we'll get there eventually. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed this small introduction to Thaumcraft 4. I will see you guys soon for another episode. Have a good one, and goodbye.